Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Adventure Boat. My name is Kelly. Today I'm gonna install a super easy, quick, and very painless modern dual battery system in that beast right there. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We have two products we're working with and they should be really easy to install. The first one is going to be the DC-DC charger from Kickass. Kickass is an Australian company, obviously by its name. They definitely pick the most authentic names out there. This DC-DC charger is gonna be a 25 amp max draw. It comes pre-wired with Anderson plugs, which will make the install super fast and easy. It is also smart alternator and lithium battery compatible, which is really important because we're actually using the SOK 100 amp hour lithium battery. The Kickass DC-to-DC charger is completely water and dust sealed. It's gonna be great for those long trips out here in the desert. No worries with this thing getting corroded with sand and dust and muck that comes out of the desert. So the reason I went with the SOK battery is easy. It's super reliable, very high quality, and they're a great budget-friendly option. And I'm gonna be installing this dual battery system a lot different than normal dual battery systems. On Trev's 4Runner, what we did was we basically took out the stock battery and we did a double battery with the dual battery system right on top in the engine bay. I'm gonna do it a little different. I'm actually gonna run everything from the front all the way into the bed. That way the entire dual battery system is in the bed of the truck and it's away from the heat of the engine compartment, and that should make all these components last a lot longer. Now, just for the record, this is gonna be the initial install. I wanna make sure that everything is gonna fit in here because the next step is going to be building a drawer system with all of this mounted within the drawer system somehow. I haven't quite figured it out yet. But the first step is gonna be taking the power from the battery and running it all the way to the back. These are gonna be the tools you need to complete this job. First, you're gonna need a good set of regular crimpers, Anderson plug crimpers. These are wire strippers, lineman pliers, a small screwdriver, a voltmeter, a good razor blade, a plethora of different size heat shrinkable connectors, a bunch of zip ties, red 14 gauge wire, black 14 gauge wire, and blue 14 gauge wire. You don't necessarily have to have the blue. It's just easier to identify that ignition wire as blue. A bundle of red and black entwined 10 gauge wire, and then a long straightened out hanger to get everything pulled through the firewall. What we're working with first is gonna be this battery cable here. This cable attaches to the positive negative of the battery with an Anderson plug here at the end. And then we'll be working with this cable here, which attaches by Anderson plug to the battery cable. And then this run will go all the way to the bed of the truck. Now this is actually separate from the DC-DC charger. This is the DC-DC charger installation kit. Now you don't have to use these cables. You can obviously use your own whatever gauge cables these are, but these are just really high quality and it's super fast and efficient. Having the Anderson plugs already on there just makes it quick and easy. First things first, positive goes to the positive side of the battery and negative is gonna go into my negative fuse block I have here for my VO switch. This is where all my negatives go. So I've got the connection to the battery done, and now I'm just gonna put the Anderson plug down and have it come out behind the front driver's side wheel well of the tire. And then I'm gonna take, this is 19 feet of cable, which should be plenty to run from the wheel well all the way out to the back of the bed of the truck. And I'm gonna put it through the drain plug, that way it comes out towards the front of the bed. And that will be this end here. And then I can attach the Anderson plug to it after it's already through there. They leave these off specifically so you can get them through tight spaces. I will have links to all of these products in the description below. I have no affiliation with Kickass. It would just make your ordering process that much easier if you want to replicate this process. So I'm actually having a hard time reaching the Anderson plug because it's kind of halfway down the firewall. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fish the end of the 19-foot extension cable up through the fender, and then I'm gonna make the connection here in the engine bay and then kind of pull it down to where it needs to be just to make it a little bit easier in the process. So all I'm doing is trying to figure out the best place. That way this wire doesn't really get in the way of anything. And I just kind of bring it up as close to the fender as possible and then up around the brake lines, going underneath everything as best as I can. All right, I got it pulled out. And now I'm gonna make my connection and push it back through. Anderson plugs are really nice. It's a good, strong connection. This is not coming out. I've got my initial connection made, and now I'm gonna move back and just run it all the way back to the bed. And before you start putting this through anything, make sure you pull the fuse. Otherwise it will spark, because now it's a live wire once you hook up the positive and negative to the battery. Ask me how I know. It took me a minute, but I finally have a game plan of exactly how I want to wire this. I'm basically just going to run it all the way back to the very front part of the bed, and there's 3 drain plugs. The drain plug on the driver's side is right above the gas tank, so I don't want to mess with that one. The middle one is wide open from the bottom, and so is the passenger side. So I'm actually going to use the middle one, and that will give me the ability to kind of move the battery system where I decide I need to go for my permanent location. My plan for the drawer system is to have my fridge here on the driver's side, and then 2 drawers on the middle and the passenger side. And behind the fridge and the driver's side is where I should have a lot of open space where I plan on keeping the battery and have the ability to add a second battery if I choose. This is the drain hole that I'm gonna remount to make just a little bit bigger. And what I'm gonna use is I'm just gonna step up using drill bits to get the size I want. And I'm gonna finish it off with a 3/4 inch. I know this is a wood bit, but this is only a composite bed, so it should work just fine. And then I'm gonna run the wire through a 3/4 inch plug, which will then seal it off. That way I'm not getting a lot of dust and dirt here in the bed of the truck. Now I'm gonna cut the center of the plug out in order to get the wire through. It should just fit. All right, real quick, let's go over the wiring before I plug everything in. The red and black with the Anderson plug is going to be the power from the front of the engine bay battery. The brown and black is going to be the power out into the SOK battery. The black and blue wire is going to be the solar in, which we're not going to be using yet. This blue wire is an ignition wire, and it's just a switch wire that I'm going to put all the way up under my dash. And that is just to basically turn the DC to DC charger on. The brown wire is an LED wire, and you can basically run this just to a straight LED light. You put that LED light on your dash, and it will light up when the DC DC charger is on. That way you know it's working. The big black wire here is basically the temperature sensor, and this is going to go to the negative terminal of the SOK battery. And this is basically just protection against the DC-DC charger not killing the SOK battery, which is a lithium battery. So the temperature sensor will turn the charge off to the battery if it's too high of a temperature or too low of a temperature. Time to make the Anderson plug to go from the SOK battery to the DC to DC charger. I'm in the back of the truck trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to position everything. Right now, I think I have it kind of a good round idea. Obviously, a lot's going to change once I get the drawer system in here, but as of right now, I'm going to have the SOK battery sitting here in the very back driver's side corner. And then I'm going to have the DC to DC charger, the Kickass DC to DC charger. I'm going to have facing kind of upside down, but so that this display here faces towards this open window here. I'm eventually going to either build a half cabinet or get a half cabinet for this side here, where this will basically go into the side. So these buttons here can be easily seen and utilized. So right now I'm going to kind of just put it together. I can always take all of these plugs off. That's the great thing about having everything with Anderson plugs, is this thing is going to come in and out really quick, really easy. So the next step is going to be putting the Anderson plug on the cable I ran from the battery. Connected plugs is really easy. You have a positive and a negative on each side. I know it's hard to see, but there's a spot that kind of flattens out at the bottom part of the end of the little Anderson plug tunnel. You want to make sure you get those flush and deep in there. And once you get in, you'll hear it click. And now here on the Kickass DC-DC charger, we're only going to mess with the black and red wire. And this is going to be the Anderson connection we're going to do here. Make sure it's a negative, negative, positive, positive. And that's the first connection. That's out of the way. This ignition wire is going to run from here in the bed of the truck all the way back to under the dash. The ignition wire off of the Kickass DC to DC charger has to come all the way back to a switched wire, and I've already got one I used for the VO switch, which is actually just a USB fuse that I tapped into using a fuse tap, and I have the 16 gauge blue wire. I'm gonna make my connection here at the fuse box and then run it back to the DC-DC charger. It's just gonna be the easiest way for me to do it. I will also have links to everything I use for this install in the description below. If you wanna know what wires, what crimpers, what connectors I used, check the description below. It'll all be there. Make it easy for you guys to do the same install. This is the initial ignition switch wire that I have. All I'm gonna do is cut out this connector and add another wire to this end. Before I make this connection, I'm actually going to run the wire through the firewall just to make it easier. I have to run this a whole long length through the firewall. Now that I've got this connection made, I'm going to pull these two wires through the firewall a little bit more to get this kind of tucked up and then zip tie them out of the way. I'm gonna pull the blue wire along the same route as the other wire, match them up, and then it's gonna come out through the same port in the back. Gotten the blue wire pulled through here to the back. This is the blue wire from the DC to DC charger. Kickass actually puts a Anderson connector, type connector onto this ignition wire, which I think is a little bit of overkill. So, and I don't have a single Anderson plug. So what I'm gonna do is actually change it over to a blade style connector here. And this is a good quality connection that is also heat shrinkable. And the only plug we're not going to be using right away is going to be the solar in plug, which they actually provide a plug for. So I'm going to put that on now. And the neutral connection is cooled off enough to plug those in now. Now we're going to connect this singular black wire here, and this is the temperature sensor, and this goes to the negative terminal of the SOK battery. We are almost done. We've got one final step for the installation and then one accessory step so we can make sure that this thing actually works. So the next step is going to be creating our output from the Kickass DC to DC charger to our battery. Now Kickass provides the Anderson plug, the hardware. All you have to do is get the wire, because obviously different lengths for different applications. Our run is gonna be pretty short, maybe 2 feet, and you are gonna need a special crimper for this to make these Anderson plugs. This one actually works okay. The hydraulic ones are by far the best, but they're like 80 bucks. This one was 30, it's on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below. When cutting back your insulation, make sure that you have enough for this to bottom out and still have a little bit of the insulation inside the cap. If your wires are connected like mine are, make sure that you insert these the correct way. There actually is a left and right direction for these terminals to click into. So if you look here at the crimps, they actually look pretty terrible. I would definitely not recommend this tool. It does get the job done, but it actually punctured on this side on both of them. So I went through and crimped the back side also. I would definitely suggest going with a hydraulic crimper. They're almost 100 bucks, but I think they'd make a much, much better crimp. So now to make our Anderson connection, all we're gonna do is press these through. You can see them kind of push through the end there. I'm just taking a screwdriver to kind of press down this blade just to help it get in there just a little bit. Pops through. This part right here you can see, this is actually the top of the Anderson plug we just made. This end here, we're gonna add 2 ring terminals to connect to the battery. So this might look a little messy right here. However, it is definitely gonna look a lot better once it's mounted onto something. The only thing left untouched here is going to be the brown and black wire with the Anderson plug that says output on it. And this is going to go to the battery itself right here. So we're gonna take our newly created Anderson plug here and we're gonna make this connection. And then obviously the black goes on negative and the red goes on positive. All right guys, this is the general idea. Right here you have the main power, which is going to be from the positive and negative of the battery. This is going to be the switched wire from underneath the dash for the ignition. Everything is coming into the Kickass DC to DC charger. Then on the outlet side, you have the brown and black wire going to the battery power of the SOK battery. And then you have this black temperature sensor wire also going to the negative post on the SOK battery. That is the basic install. So the final piece, and remember, this is all temporary until I get my drawer system built and figure out exactly how I'm going to have my power management system, like the finished product, laid out. So this is either going to be a permanent or temporary solution. I'm not sure yet, but this is just a cheap deal off Amazon. Probably not going to be permanent, but we'll see in the end. But it's going to charge the fridge and all my USB ports for charging camera batteries and whatnot. But this is going to be a test for right now to make sure this whole system works. So I'm going to plug this in, and then we're going to plug the fuse block in and see if everything works. Everything works, it turned right on. I'm super excited. There's not a lot that can really go wrong with this. It's a very straightforward install. However, it's good to have everything turn on first go. However, there is a little setup we have to do. Let's get into that now. When you first turn on the Kickass DC to DC charger, you have to choose the battery type. And right now it goes automatically to AGM mode. In order to change the battery type to lithium, which is what the SOK battery is, you hold the mode button for 5 seconds. It'll start to flash, and then you toggle through to the battery type. Wait for the light to stop flashing, and it's set to lithium. You can see on the type, there's 3 different inputs for charging. There's charging, alternator, and solar. So right now we have no solar plugged in. We're only charging off of the alternator, and it is charging here. Right now with the truck on, the voltage from the battery is 13.6 volts. Earlier, before I turned the truck on, it was at 13 volts. The Kickass DC to DC charger is installed. The SOK battery is accepting the charge. Everything's set, everything's working great. Let's plug the fridge in to make sure this is actually working. All right, everything works. The fridge is on. It came out really, really good. All right, guys, that's it. That's the whole install with the Kickass DC to DC charger and the SOK battery and my little panel here from Amazon. Everything works really well. All the USB ports work. I'm getting a lot of power out of it. It's really flawless. It's a really, really simple, very, very straightforward install. Anyone can do this. Anyone can put one of these Kickass DC-DC chargers in their rigs, and you'll have just an ungodly amount of power at a very, very affordable price, and just a super simple, straightforward install. All right, guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, be sure to subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. This channel has over 15,000 subscribers, and we've got videos with over 100,000 views. So be sure to subscribe. It really, really does help out with the algorithm. And we'll see you guys next time.